Hey everyone, this is Tyler Giroux, the director of the film. Um, the independent project that's called Home. I just thought I'd give you some backstory on the process that went into making this film. So for starters, this movie almost had a completely different feel, as I was wanting to include a dog and a very spiritual message, because I know faith is one of the rare causes to overcome addiction. But with it being a documentary, I thought it was just too realistic of an approach for me to put anything that was life-timing, I guess, into this film. Surprisingly, I had a lot of help and people that were volunteering to interview with me, and my intent was to make people more aware of their situation, and I learned a lot myself. I have a very minor part in the film, which was intentional to give everyone else their time because they were just so good. I really wasn't needed anyway. Just wanted to make it a little bit more dramatic. So I did a lot of research for the film, and, I obviously interviewed the homeless people, but then I also watched a lot of homeless people on YouTube and with drug addictions, and watched a lot of interventions. But it wasn't much of a stretch as far as understanding of the drug addicts, because I had a lot of my family. My part is basically just to give some more backstory and show the visuals of what you hear in the interviews. I think it added a little bit more to your average documentary. I could have picked any project, and certain people might be asking why I picked the homeless. Well, why not?
For whatever the reason it may be, health problems, drug addictions, disowned for same-sex orientation.
It was important for me to give some reason as to why some people do become homeless, and one of them being gay people, because a lot of times, more often than not, are disowned and have nowhere, no family to go to, or no other places for shelter. And it's really heartbreaking, no matter what the case is. I was fortunate enough to have a lot of good friends help me. And some of the people in the interview, it really was difficult to do. But I think it's really important to get the story out there and, have them share their experiences. Here's one of the homeless locations. You can tell by the water, and someone's been sleeping under there. Now, the ending, I wanted it to be uplifting, as some can overcome addiction and homelessness. I kept pondering on it, and it was really important to me to have like two endings almost, where it can be interpreted that where he's getting high, that he's either overdosing or he is actually, in reality, making a better life for himself, giving up the drugs and getting help. So I wanted the sun rays to interpret heaven. Hopefully, it's not really clear, or it could just be approached as how it's seen in the movie, that he overdoses but then gets better. But I didn't want it to be too clear as to if he got help, because that's not really realistic in most cases. And this being such a important topic and real, that I didn't want this ending to feel out of place, and hopefully it didn't. But I think with the way I directed it, it served its purpose. And the rehabilitation center, him getting clean, being in his temporary home, or even heaven. But this is really an amazing, eye-opening experience. And I want to thank everybody again for being a part of it.